Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel for those who've been hanging with me some time, and welcome to those who are new to my channel. I'm Adele Levine, intuitive and medium. Alright guys, so I went ahead and chose this week's theme or subject matter, which I know sounds strange because of course I choose it, but I usually kind of check in. But you know, we got to take a sip from my Witcher cup. Okay, I've been playing The Witcher and like crazy. I didn't know I'd be playing a game so close to home where I had to clear houses and do all kinds of things. So yes, I'm getting into video games, but I have a madness. Wait, reverse that. I have a method to my madness. I am going somewhere with this. Did you guys know today they're having virtual Comic-Con and there is a video game called The Medium? What? I think you guys should all comment below letting me know that you are going to contact these people and say, since I'm a medium who plays video games, I should be speaking for this game. That's all I wanted to say. I just found that out right before I started filming this. And I'm like, what? There is a video game called The Medium. Come on. Anyway, just thought I'd put that out there. Everybody contact them and say, you know a medium that actually plays video games. Not too many do in intuitive and medium, but definitely a medium. And it's kind of funny. I watched the preview of it. Of course, it's she's in both worlds. It's kind of the game. You guys should check it out. But moving on to our subject at hand, which is a little more serious of a subject, but I wanted to throw in a little bit lightheartedness before we get in. And that is the idea that I came up with that I feel like I needed to comment on as we're moving forward in all of that we're going through, and that is, what is the new world going to look like? Now, I've done videos on, are we moving into a new world? Is this the beginning of awakening? I've done all these kinds of videos, but I feel we are right now in a new world forming. Yes, I'm saying that like that because I want to be really clear. I feel like we were in an awakening for a very long time. This was definitely a stage. Now I'm going to break it down to how I see things. I see things, well, as a medium, through the spirit world and what they tell me and how they guide me. And it's actually not like I'm just sitting around, you know, talking to the spirit world going, what's up? But I get this a lot in my readings. When I'm doing medium readings for other people, that realm seems to feel very, very, I want to say, just adamant and wanting to share what's coming up and where we're moving towards. Now, a long time ago, like 4 months, but when this pandemic started happening, I actually started to see things coming in phases. Now, phase 1 to me was everyone's kumbaya, come together. There were people baking sourdough bread and all this kind of stuff, right? People were like trying to be supportive of each other. And I kept going, there's going to be a new phase. And the new phase to me, phase 2, was going to be two people kind of almost like warring against each other. Not two, but two groups, not two people. Like two people? No, two groups of people. And I felt like one group was going to be more kind of trying to accept and trying to evolve and transform, and another group just wanting to keep things the same. And we have been in that phase for some time, unfortunately, and it's been brutal. I know it's been brutal for all of you. I actually threw something out on my community page checking in on how you guys were feeling, and I feel like pretty much everyone's saying the same thing, which is there feels like a heaviness and people are kind of scared, but there's like a calmness as well. So it's kind of both sides, which is understandable because I feel we're moving into phase 3. Now, if some of you follow me and follow my podcast that I do with Mystic Dylan, the Witch and the Medium, I also have been on another podcast many times myself called the Bigfoot Collectors Club, and also a few times with Dylan. And on there, I talked about, on their Patreon page, the other side, it's what they call it, I talked about different phases. And there was a few months ago where I said we're going to move to phase 3, which is going to be where people are going to have to roll into acceptance and a new world. And I feel this is where we're heading. We are more heading, or I should say, we're at the tip of this new world. And the reason why I don't feel like we're fully blown into it, it's because we are just starting to move into acceptance. Now, what does that look like to me from what the vision I have? So here's a couple of things. One, the at home, work at home, and all this type of stuff that we're seeing, it's going to be permanent. That's what I feel. I feel that there's going to be more and more industries. I've said this many, many times in readings, that are going to realize that this is a much better way to do things. And let me kind of back up by saying, things weren't working, guys. Things were breaking. There was a lot of problems in schools, in how we were working and how we were pushing ourselves to make money and make more money and to get bigger and grander. And people were more and more stressed out trying to keep up with this. Even with things that we were doing, like concerts and gatherings, and we were prices were getting huge, and merch was getting crazy, and it was out of control. And so I feel that a lot of things weren't working, and what's happening today is there is a push towards into a progressive world. Now, the other realm, and what I mean by the other realm, I mean the higher beings and the spiritual beings, well, spirits, I should say, are actually a part of this collective whole, helping us push forward. And that's why I don't see a lot of things going back to normal. Reverse that. There is not going to be going back to normal. Now, that is something I've been seeing for some time, and I feel the new world is going to be more efficient. It's actually going to be more aware of people. I feel like we've been doing things, kind of think about it in a barbaric way, where we're just having people push and work as hard as they can, as fast as they can, and just not really safely and efficiently and in a way that actually flows, you know? And so the machines have to break down in order to rebuild. Now, I know it doesn't feel good, and I know it feels scary for this kind of change. One of the things it's going to be is definitely going to be more virtual, and there's going to be a lot more technology involved, but don't be afraid of it, and don't fight it, because, by the way, there was a time where your grandparents and your great-grandparents we're going through the same types of things, and people are always afraid of change. However, this is a global change. Not to mention, on a spiritual level, we are pushing ourselves to evolve as parenting, how we're teaching children, how we're being with each other, that we're not going to allow King of the Hill to just be okay anymore and all the worker bees are running around. This is a time for you to rise up as individuals and be your individual self and find your way in this new world. It is happening, guys. It is going to happen, and it is happening now. And that is pretty much my message to you on this, because I definitely see this as phase 3. Oh, sorry, my Witcher cup is. It's really the water in the Witcher cup. We're definitely moving. We're definitely moving to phase 3, and with phase 3, I feel this is going to be acceptance. I do feel, just to kind of go over this real quickly, that this is almost like, you know, when you lose something or something changes, we go through different stages, and the first is kind of like, yeah, this is cool. I mean, it's not cool, but I can handle it, right? I can handle it. I can deal with it, and we kind of move there. Then the second is like anger and freak out, and right, and then the third is acceptance. And I feel that's what's happening right now. I'm not saying everyone, but I do feel there is a large group that is allowing themselves to move into acceptance. And just so you know, you're not alone. There is a realm that is definitely pushing us towards this. Now, many years ago, meaning like about 12 plus years ago, I saw this awakening was going to come, and that the shift of the worlds was going to start to collide. And what I mean by that is that the realms were going to start to come together. And I do feel this is kind of one of those things. So my question to you, besides you commenting on the Medium video game, let me know below in the comments, how have you been feeling? Do you feel that maybe something's stirring, meaning your sight's opening up, your senses are opening up? Do you feel that there's something in the air? Can you sense it? Do you feel what I'm talking about? I don't mean just logically understanding what could be happening, but I'm talking about something changing, even if it feels dark sometimes and difficult, or if it feels light. So let me know in the comments what you feel and think is happening in the world around you, but even inside yourself. And with that, I just want to let you guys all know that I am doing a class on August 1st on opening the gates and manifesting part 2. And if you didn't take the first class, as the online class, of course, you are totally fine with this one, because I will go over the things I taught in the first class. No worries. Also, again, I'm still offering the 50% off of all my readings during this time we're going through, because I know people need the help, and I know that this is a very difficult time. Thank you guys so much. Follow yourself, follow no one, listen to that inner voice, and I'll see you soon.